What's up, Graham McCartney here, and I'm gonna teach you guys how to do the salmon ladder. Why? Because I've fallen on it a million times, so I know a thing or two. I know what you're thinking, Grant, I don't have a salmon ladder. Well, you don't need one. Pretend this is a regular fixed bar. The first thing you need to do anyways is get some pull-ups, of course. You can't do a salmon ladder without a pull-up, but once you get that, some stuff you can practice at home is like a hover pull-up, like this, where you just kind of hover a little bit, okay? You can practice that on any solid bar. Now, once you got to hover, maybe try a clapping pull-up. It's a little bit harder. You don't actually need that much explosiveness, but if you can, it'll give you a little bit more room on your salmon ladder later. A little point of safety is always hold on to the bar. Even if you fall, if you hold on to it, you're in control. But as soon as you let it go, it can land on you. And no one wants that, so just stay holding on. So when it comes to grabbing the bar, there's a ton of different ways you can do that. Obviously, a pull-up grip's like this. We see that all the time. Pretty normal. But the problem is, the bar spins. So we do something called a mixed grip, where we take one hand and turn it around. That way, your hands fight together to make it stay in place. The problem with that is, your body wants to overcompensate at times, and you get the bar moving crooked. You could do a chin-up grip as well, like this, but that's very unorthodox, and I wouldn't recommend it. So I'd recommend using the mixed grip. Get used to that though. It feels a little weird at first. But anyways, when you start the salmon ladder, I first want to see little hops, holding on the bar, not letting go, remember, for safety. So you're looking like little hops like this. Just little hops at first. Just like there's a bunch of different ways you can hold on to the bar, there's a ton of different ways that you can move the bar upwards. There's like a solid, just strict, then you got a partial kip and a full kip, and then there's different ways you can hold the bar as you do those different motions. Without getting into all of that, I'll make a how to do the salmon ladder pro video that covers all that stuff, but for now, we're just learning how to move the bar. A good thing to try first is to stay holding on the bar and don't even move it, but practice bringing your knees up. So this is gonna be kind of a partial kip, so you're using your lower body to help your upper body out. When you do a strict pull-up, it's a lot of just straight holding with your arms. A lot of people aren't there with the strength yet. So if you have the power to do a strict salmon ladder, you probably don't need this video, but it does give you a lot of control because you're able to control each motion. Now, that's not where a lot of us are at, so we use our knees to kip to help our arms out. A strict salmon ladder would look like this. So one of the biggest problems that can happen, and happened to me on the show American Ninja Warrior many times, is I'll slam the bar in thinking I'm gonna put it in place, but I lose control because I don't set it all the way in and control it to the final landing place. So it bounces back out. So what you need to do is place it in all the way till you're weighting it with your body. Control that all the way. Don't give up when you just slam it into place. One of the ways you can check to see if you're using control or not is to listen at how loud it is. If you're going with a lot of out of control movements, it's gonna be very loud. But if you can quietly place it in, you're controlling it. The difference between this and this. So you're gonna start your motion by pulling, but then eventually you're gonna bring your knees into play to get some rest for your arms. What's gonna give you a little bit more weightlessness time is by driving after you pull with your knees. That way you have that second half of lower body to hold you in the air while you move the bar around. Pro tips for the salmon ladder is, first of all, your hands need to be dry. Now I have a whole nother video you guys can check out. Click the link up above. It's called Tips on Grip. All the different things you guys can do to work on getting your hands dry. Like me, I have really sweaty hands, but you gotta work on that first. So yeah, grab some chalk while you're testing this out, dry your hands off. Second pro tip for you guys is make sure you're focusing on both sides when you move. If you do the salmon ladder like this, a lot of times this one won't make it over because you're focused on just one side. So if you can, try to look down the middle and use your peripheral, so that way you're getting both rungs in. So if you want, you can pick one side to look at while you go up, but you need to make sure you look back and forth to check the distance of your bar, making sure one side's not getting too far, causing the other side to slip. So always check to make sure your bar's centered. Pro tip number 3 is don't let your fear overtake your natural abilities, skills you've been working on, and your strength. Confidence is key. So there's a ton of different ways to do the salmon ladder. There's also many different types. You could be going up or going down, across. You could be using a reverse grip. You could be skipping rungs or rapid fire. You could do the salmon ladder for as many rungs as you can for burnouts. I'll cover all those in a pro version of how to do the salmon ladder. I hope this video was super helpful on teaching you guys how to become a ninja. Many more videos coming out. Make sure you follow my channel, subscribe, comment below anything you guys want to learn how to do. I want to give you all the skills that I learned over the last 7 years being an American Ninja Warrior. So stay tuned in, and I'll see you guys on the next video.